In the entire history of football, 70 years of World Cups and Champions League, only 10 players have ever won both in the same year. 10. And this summer, someone is about to join that list, either from Arsenal or from PSG. But here's the twist, it almost never happens. And when you see how rare this actually is, you'll understand why. This is 11 Field. Let's go through every player who ever pulled this off and figure out who has the best shot in 2026. It started in 1974. West Germany win the World Cup, Bayern Munich win the European Cup, and 6 players, Beckenbauer, Müller, Mayer, Breitner, Schwarzenbeck, Hunis, do the double in the same calendar year. That Bayern team, with Beckenbauer as the Kaiser, Gerd Müller as the most lethal striker in the game, won the European Cup and the World Cup within weeks of each other. 6 players, all at once. The biggest batch ever to do it in a single summer. Then nothing for 24 years. 1998, Real Madrid beat Juventus in the Champions League final. France hosts the World Cup and win it. One player does both. Christian Karembeu, a defensive midfielder who most people have forgotten, but who belongs to the most exclusive club in football history. 2002, Real Madrid win the Champions League again. Brazil win the World Cup in Japan. Roberto Carlos plays in both finals and wins both. 2014, Real Madrid win their Decima, their 10th Champions League. Germany beat Brazil 7-1 in the semifinal. Sami Khedira wins both, except he gets injured in the warm-up before the World Cup final and can't play. He still gets a medal, still counts. 2018, Raphaël Varane, Champions League with Real Madrid in May, World Cup with France in July. In the space of 50 days, he lifts both trophies, the most recent player to do it. That's the list. 1974, 1998, 2002, 2014, 2018. Only 4 years in history. Only 10 players total. And here's the detail that makes it even more striking. Every single player who did it in the Champions League era won the UCL with Real Madrid. Every single one. Until now. Because Real Madrid didn't make the final this year, and that changes everything about 2026. Champions League final, May 30th. Arsenal vs PSG, Budapest. World Cup final, July 19th, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. That is 50 days apart, almost exactly the same gap as Varane in 2018. So, the question is simple, which players from Arsenal or PSG are also going to the World Cup and could win it? From Arsenal's side, Bukayo Saka, England. Declan Rice, England. Gabriel Magalhaes, Brazil. Gabriel Martinelli, Brazil. Jurrien Timber, Netherlands. These are players who could win the Champions League on May 30th and the World Cup on July 19th. England's best shot, Saka and Rice, both likely starters at the World Cup. England haven't won it since 1966. But if Arsenal beat PSG, and then England beat everyone else, Saka and Rice join Beckenbauer, Müller, Varane in one of the most exclusive lists in sport. From PSG's side, the list is even longer. Dembele, France. Nuno Mendes, Portugal. Fabian Ruiz, Spain. Pacho, Ecuador. João Neves, Portugal. And Achraf Hakimi, if his thigh injury heals in time, Morocco. France are the World Cup favorites. PSG's best player, Dembele, is France's best player. If PSG beat Arsenal and France win the World Cup, Dembele does something that no PSG player has ever done in history, win both trophies in the same summer. The name to watch most, Dembele for PSG, Saka for Arsenal. Here's why this feat is so rare. Think about what it actually requires. You need to be at a club good enough to win the Champions League, one of maybe 5 or 6 teams with a realistic shot in any given year. You need to be at a national team good enough to win the World Cup, which happens once every 4 years and is one of maybe 6 nations with a real chance. And those two things have to align in the exact same calendar year. The odds of that happening to the same player at the same time are astronomical. It's like asking someone to win the Super Bowl in February and the World Series in October in the same year, at 2 different sports. That's why only 10 players in history have done it. That's why the ones who did, Beckenbauer, Müller, Roberto Carlos, Varane, are remembered in a completely different way than even other great players of their era. And that's why whoever does it in 2026, whether it's Saka, Dembele, Rice, or someone we haven't even thought of, will have achieved something almost no one in the history of this sport has managed. 1 Champions League final, 1 World Cup, 50 days. Let's see who makes history. 10 players in 70 years, 1974, 1998, 2002, 2014, 2018, and 2026 is next. Who do you think joins the list? Arsenal's Saka or Rice? PSG's Dembele? Someone else entirely? Drop your pick in the comments right now and subscribe to 11 Field for every update between now and July 19th. See you next time.